rabble in arms. Wonder how that...
Hello, Johnny.
Who's there?
John Smith, I believe.
That's right. Who are you?
I'm a Smith, too. Jonathan Smith.
Well, I locked the window. You must have got in here before me.
A long time before.
You one of them?
Them who? Oh, these ain't hippie clothes. This is what I wore back in Salem.
When?
1770s.
What kind of put on is it?
Put on?
That's right, a gag or a joke.
This ain't no joke.
Well, you look like you. Could be. I'm your great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, Johnny. Oh, I gotta be dreaming this. You're crazy. Or I am. The whole world's gone crazy if you ask me. Them young yahoots out there on the Common? Common? Oh, you mean the campus. Milling around like a bunch of young Shawnees trying to work themselves up on the warpath. Were they heading this way? They don't know where they're heading any of the time. That's the crazy part of it. No, I mean tonight. Near as I could tell, they were trying to think up something to burn. I did hear mention the college library. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. Well, then you're helping him. No. Then you're getting him. No, not really. Now, look, son, you can't stand on both sides of the fence at once. You can't be my great-great, well, whatever you say. Well, you're younger than I am. Well, might, maybe. I was just 20 when I was killed, Johnny. At Ticonderoga. Oh. My son, less than 2 months old. Well, I'm sorry. I was luckier, I guess. I was in Vietnam. But I gotta get back to my studying, okay? It's a funny thing. About being killed, I mean. If I had my druthers, I'd rather live for something than die for something. But what'd make me sorriest of all would be to find out I died for nothing. What do you mean? Oh, we were powwowing about this on the other side lately, in the spirit world. We were just folks, us colonists. A rabble, Burgoyne called us. Of course, our lives wouldn't hold a candle to what all you got, but, we appreciated it just the same. Sometimes I think a heap more and, well, never mind. As I was saying, we were talking about this country, these United States of America. We gave our lives to start, and was it worth it? Well, some of us have come back to find out. We just don't stomach a bunch of hooligans trying to tear down what we gave our lives to build. And you know something? We're even disgusted at the rest of you for letting them do it. Cool it, Pop. Grandpop to you. Or Jonathan, if you want. Okay. Jonathan. I told you I wasn't for him. But you weren't again him. Well, I haven't made up my mind yet. What is there to ponder about? What's your father say? You talk it over with him. My father? I haven't seen him since high school. He just took off one day, and that was that. I'm sorry, I didn't know. That's okay. I'm getting over it. Mom's remarried, though. This time to a real no-goodnik. That's when I left home. Well, in our day, home was about all we had. And our religion, of course. Family life was our way of life. Our family and our religion, They kept us straight. If a fellow wanted to go wrong, he had to work at it. But today, well, home just doesn't seem like home anymore. Who needs it? Not me. That's because you haven't found the right girl. I found dozens of them. But why keep a cow when milk's so cheap, huh? Now, don't talk like that, Johnny. Oh, I reckon it's hard not to be bitter over a broken home. But you are responsible for you. Besides, you're a stripe above those rowdies out there. You don't have to sink to their level. They're young yet. They do and say a lot of crazy kid stuff, but that's what they are. They're just kids. Even so, what they come up with makes a lot of sense. Look, you are a revolutionary. Well, they're revolutionaries. What did you say? You're calling us look like a rabble? Well, God knows, most of these kids don't look like anything human. You're right, Johnny. God does know. And he's been real patient about it so far, don't you think? But don't compare that riffraff to your founding fathers. We were making a place where people could worship God. And these people want to deny God and want to deny him to others. And what do they offer instead? We thought of only building something. And these people think of only what they can destroy. And again, I say, what do they offer in its place? Well, they say, in order to build a better world, you got to destroy this one. Oh, and that's one of the things they say you think makes sense. Look, I got to find a book up there for this paper I'm writing. If we have any visitors, they're likely to come in this way. The door's locked, but you never can tell. Would you mind standing guard over the door while I'm up there? If you hear anybody fooling around, well, give me a whistle, okay? Sure. So what are some of the better things they're going to build for you? All right. Name me just one.
Well, plenty of things could be better in this country.
That's right. Plenty of things are sight better than they were. But what I want is for you to name me one thing that is better in any other country than it is right here. Especially in them countries that gang out there claims to admire so much. Countries like communist Russia and China. Look, I keep saying they're only kids. Well, stop saying it. This nation was founded by young people. When we think of our Pilgrim Fathers, we think of old men with gray beards. Well, most of the people that came over in the Mayflower were in their 20s. Many were even teenagers. Captain John Smith, my ancestor and yours, was in his 20s when he was founder and president of the Virginia colony. And George Washington was 22 when he was colonel of the British Army during the French and Indian Wars. And oh, yes, on the boat that followed the Mayflower over, there was a young lad of 19, I believe, Philip Delanoy. Now, one of his descendants became president of the United States, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. But the founding father was only 19. That I had forgotten, that they were kids, too. No, let's say they were young people. There's a difference. They were young people who believed in God. Now, the weirdos of today, they deny God. And you know why, don't you? They have to. Because as long as people believe in God, then... Shh. What's that?
Oh, it's you, John.
Good evening, Dr. Hardin.
Oh, I saw the light.
Oh, well, I'm knocking out a paper on heartbeats of turtles.
With a baseball bat?
Oh, well, I saw it outside the field house on my way over here.
Well, I heard some voices. I thought maybe someone was in here with you. What's this?
What is it?
Huh.
Coat button.
Yeah, but it's a pine tree coat button like men used to wear in the Revolutionary days. I suppose it came off of one of those hippies' costumes or something, huh? Thought maybe some of those SDSers might be in here. You know, the Students for a Dirtier Society. Got a tip that they might try and sneak in here and vandalize the place, you know. Say, you didn't hear anything about that, did you? Of course, I know you're not one of them.
Oh, heard a little something, nothing definite.
Why didn't you report it?
Look, I'm no stool pigeon.
Well, I guess you had something in mind, huh?
No, not as long as they stay out of this room.
Oh?
Look, there are a lot of rare medical books up there that we use in pre-med. They're not only valuable, they're irreplaceable, and I'm not going to let anybody burn them.
You think you can stop them by yourself?
They got to come up this way. And they got to come up one at a time.
Well, maybe you can do it alone. What about the rest of the library?
That's not my responsibility.
Oh, and this is, huh?
Well, this is different.
In what way?
It makes a difference whose office is guard.
What did you say?
I didn't say it. He did.
Who are you? You one of them out there?
Mister, that's a question I'm getting mighty tired of answering, if you don't mind. He's a distant relative of mine. Jonathan Smith, Professor Harden, History Department.
Oh, Jonathan, I beg your pardon.
Pardon me, Professor.
What was it you were saying about whose ox is being gored?
Well, it's an old saying. When trouble hits somebody else, we say it's too bad, but we bear up under it. But let the same thing happen to us. Well, that's a different story. We try to do something about it.
Your relative's right, you know, John.
There's more to it than that.